Hello, Magicasters of all shapes and sizes. My name is Chance. Welcome to my Spellbook, and thank you so much for tuning into the 21st episode of our third level spell series. Today we have a truly fantastic spell in store for us today. We're going to be taking a look at Fear. And although it may sound ominous, let me tell you, it's actually a relatively simple spell, and I hope you're going to really enjoy it. Fear is usable by the Bard, Sorcerer, Warlock, and the Wizard, and it is found in the good old Player's Handbook, so we should all have access to it. I absolutely love that it's usable by so many casters. I also think the Arcane Trickster gains a ton out of this spell as well, but we'll get into that a little bit more later. That being said, let's take a quick moment here and check out its mechanics. So the effect at a glance is as follows. On a failed save, creatures within range drop all held items and become frightened for the duration. The creature must use their action to dash and move away from the caster. If the creatures move out of line of sight, they remake the save. The cast time is one action, the range is self, but the actual area of effect is a 30-foot cone, and it comes from you. So it's quite cool, it's actually a very decent range. The duration is 1 minute and it is a concentration spell. The saving throw is wisdom, and on a success there is no effect. The components are verbal, material, and somatic. If you're curious about that material component, it is a white feather or the heart of a hen, because, you know, you're chicken. I don't know, I kind of like it. And the school is illusion, which is pretty cool. I mean, enchantment could have worked as well, but I think given like the actual flavor of this spell, illusion makes a lot more sense. That being said, let's actually dive into that flavor here and check out its full description. You project a phantasmal image of a creature's worst fear. Each creature in a 30-foot cone must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or drop whatever it is holding and become frightened for the duration. While frightened by this spell, a creature must take the dash action and move away from you by the safest route available on each of its turns, unless there is nowhere to move. If the creature ends its turn in a location where it doesn't have line of sight of you, the creature can make a wisdom saving throw. On a successful save, the spell ends for that creature. Very cool stuff. Honestly, I just think it's genius. It's just a genius spell. So there's a couple things that happen. Drops items and must use its actions to dash. That is awesome. Anything that affects action economy is super great in 5e. So, I mean, I love it. The frightened condition, if you're not too familiar with it, disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of fear is within line of sight and can't willingly move closer to the source of its fear. So needless to say, if you're a squishy caster or a rogue, this is great for you. Honestly, I think the Arcane Trickster gains a ton out of this. They gain that kind of more tendency towards illusion spells, and at the same time this is really good for putting distance between themselves and the enemy. Basically, if you're trying to be a stealth archer, this is kind of the way to go about it. It might also be worth noting as well that due to the sheer flavor of this spell, it could provide you with a lot of insight into your opponent. I mean, that could technically be considered an alternative use, I guess, but it's just directly in there. So odds are they're going to shout out what their worst fear is upon seeing it, and I'd make an argument that the caster should be aware of what they're conjuring up as well. So it is interesting, This is kind of like a significantly better version of Cause Fear. So if you've had good luck with Cause Fear, it makes sense that going with the real McCoy would greatly benefit you as well. Now let's take a quick look at some alternative uses here. So the first thing I want to point out is if you're in a fight that looks too difficult for whoever's challenging, this is a great way of being able to punch up. Not only are they going to move away from the target, but they're also going to drop their weapon, which is incredibly important as well. So, it could really help give your fighter an edge, or barbarian, or whoever's in the front line tanking. Outside of that, this is a great way of just balancing encounters in general. You can affect multiple opponents, you destroy their action. Life's pretty good when you're dealing with, like, they're not really a threat if they've already used their action. And if you have a lot of range support or a lot of highly mobile characters, then even using the dash action is really not going to help them out too much. Another great way to use this is actually running away. If you're in a position where you're low on health, low on resources, and things just aren't going your way, this is an almost surefire way of escaping, assuming they fail that save. So it's pretty good stuff. Not only are they going to be putting more distance on your behalf through dashing away from you, but you're going to be running away too, so it does make a lot of sense. That being said, let me know how you would use this spell down beneath the comment section. Also, be sure to mention any questions, comments, or concerns you have regarding it. And if you like that cool hand-drawn picture of Sips and you'd like your own hand-drawn D&D character, please check out the guild hall to figure out exactly how to do that. That being said, I hope you all have a great day, and as always, happy casting, everyone.